Hello and welcome to one of the most infamous Porsches ever created, and funny enough, it's not a 911. This is the ultra rare, ultra fast, ultra expensive Porsche Carrera GT. Now in Gran Turismo 7 we actually get a taste of it, but just like in real life, it is extremely hard to come by because with this vehicle you need an invitation, and luckily for me I was able to get one. So we are gonna test out and see how good the Porsche Carrera GT actually is. If you do go on to enjoy this video, don't forget, leave a like and subscribe for more GT7 content. Now once you get behind the wheel of the Porsche Carrera GT, you will begin to notice a few things. Firstly, the V10 sounds like no other V10 in GT7, and when it comes to cornering, it has a substantial amount of understeer. Now the Porsche Carrera in real life was known for having a bit of a sketchy idea when it comes to handling. Now it's actually known that during the test phase of the Porsche Carrera GT that the test drivers were actually a bit scared when driving the Porsche Carrera because of how unstable and fast it actually was. But with a few tweakings, Porsche said that they nailed it down, so it was perfectly fine and safe for people to use on the road. But still, if they toned it down, I can't imagine what those test drivers actually drove. Because even in GT7 has a good idea of really bringing in what the actual car feels like. And if this is what a Porsche Carrera GT feels like, I don't want to drive one. This car is very suspect when it comes to handling. It's very, how do I say, it's trying to bite back. You really have to fight this vehicle to get it going around corners. And honestly, what really surprised me is the amount of understeer. I would have thought that this car would have been lighting up the rear tires and just been a really good fun car to go around the circuit with. But I actually just found myself fighting with it more to go around a corner properly than anything else. But for this car's time period, because the one in game is actually an 04 model, and if we look back at cars that were produced in 04, this car was one of the best when it came to performance, handling. This car was really top of its tier. If we compare it to the cars that are available now, yes, the performance aspect of it is really not up to par, but I mean, that's obviously more modern technology came out, cars went faster, cars are lighter, they just handle better, so you can't really compare it to modern day equivalents. And this is actually, fun fact, the oldest car that requires an invitation in Gran Turismo 7. So I do like to see that Gran Turismo has still looked at this vehicle and said, you know what, this is a special vehicle and it is very rare to come by, so let's make it an invitation vehicle. So this car, in fact, between 2004 to 2006, 1,270 were ever produced, making this an incredibly rare vehicle and one of the most iconic Porsches ever made. But now if we look at how the car performs in game, we're gonna put everything that it does in real life aside. So this car can be fully upgraded to 800 plus brake horsepower in GT7. You can also lose quite a bit of weight, which makes the car quite a bit more, how do I say, how it performs standard, just increase that. Both how sketchy it is, how fast it is, but when you do that, you begin to realize how much fun this vehicle actually is. Yes, okay, it is a bit sketchy, but who wants to drive a vehicle that is frankly gonna be boring, so predictable? Every time you come to a corner, oh, you know it's gonna do this, it's not gonna kick out, it's not gonna fight you. At that point, you're basically driving the car on autopilot, and I see no joy in that experience. I'd rather have a vehicle like the Porsche Carrera GT that is gonna try and end me every time I get behind the wheel. But we still are on the fence of owning the Carrera GT after Paul Walker, you know, rest in peace. But if we look past that, as I said, we're only focusing on the game right now, and the Porsche really offers an element of no other experience from any Porsche in the game. Even the 918 doesn't really perform like this, as I said, modern power, the 918 is a lot better than this vehicle, but the 918 just doesn't have this special, almost raw driving experience that the Carrera actually offers. Now this car costs 2.3 million credits, which is quite a lot, but genuinely I think this may actually be worth the money. Now for the past week I've been testing out all the vehicles that require invitations, and I've been taking them around the WT700 around Le Mans. Now this is a 30-minute endurance event to just see how good the car's fuel economy is and how long the tires actually last and how the car actually just reacts to being out on circuit and being used for such a long time. And compared to the Pagani Huayra, Bugatti Veyron, Ferrari FXXK, this Porsche Carrera GT has the worst fuel economy. With this Porsche, you're gonna have to go into refuel after every second lap. Now you might be saying to yourself, but the Bugatti and the Pagani are exactly the same. You have to refuel after a second lap. However, with those cars, they still have quite a bit of fuel remaining in the tank. With this, your car is going extremely low on fuel. Your car will not make it very far if you do not go into the pits. So it eats a lot of fuel, but when it comes to top speed, being on fuel map 6, the car struggles to reach 300 kilometers per hour, whereas the Bugatti, Pagani, Ferrari traveled at 300 kilometers per hour with absolute ease. Now the Ferrari did also struggle, but their car had a lot longer fuel range, so we'll give it a pass. So if you are thinking of using a Porsche Carrera GT for endurance racing or making your money back, it is not an efficient way. Yes, it will get you your money, it will complete the event. However, it's just not good. Yes, the car isn't that fast down the straightaways, the car isn't that good around corners. There's nothing really, how do I say, that would attract you to want to use this in this sort of event. Okay, look, for the hypercar parade, also in that event, this car isn't the best. It's not the best invitation vehicle. It's really, you can't compare it to other vehicles. It's just really something special that's completely unique to its own. So as I said, there's no other real car that you can compare it to in GT7. You can look at other cars that came out around the same time period, like the Ford GT, and just think, okay, which is better? And in my opinion, it's actually this Porsche. But if you have tried out the Porsche Carrera GT, please let me know in the comment section what you think of it. And if you did go on to enjoy this video, don't forget leave a like and subscribe for more Gran Turismo 7 content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.